goes on.
Now, why do you blame
You'd
the
have to
Democratic
be-
Party though?
Anybody that you ask, do you like the economy the way it is now, they're going to say no. But he's wanting change. This is his thing. These are all the things he voted for, and this is the result.
I say we gave.
If a man down the street, if you know a man down the street to be a crackhead, a man that participates in illegal activity and participates outside of society, he's a known man to do this illegal substance, okay? A later date he goes out and comes back. You're not going to really look at him no matter what he tells you, even if he tells you he's cleaned his act up, he's not messing with it anymore. You're always going to have your suspicions about that man, okay? He's flawed himself in the eyes of his society, right? Because of the choice that he made. We judge everybody on those choices that they made. Now, in one of the memoirs in Senator Obama's books, doesn't he talk about smoking crack?
Obama talks about smoking
Doesn't our
marijuana.
president now that is in office, didn't he participate in drug culture and alleged cocaine use?
Hang out
Why
with
is drug
terrorists.
culture so prevalent in America? Why is that perpetrated and now commonplace, but yet told to still propagated as illegal activity when our elected officials do it in the mindset? How can you expect your people in your local, it matters more in your local communities than it does with these people in government? Yeah, it matters in government.
I think that just shows they're human. The beauty of it is any one of us today could one day run to be president. We all have things in our lives and our past that that we might be ashamed of, that might want to, just like these, so these one of these candidates is perfect,
My grandmother would laugh at you and tell you to get out of her house if you ever talked to her about an elected official that was flawed from chemical use.
Well, it just so happens these are two candidates we have to vote for. Have one or the other,
But it just so happens that there is no ties to Senator McCain about drug use. We don't know that.
We don't
do,
know that.
however,
We don't know
We
that.
do, however, know that his wife is what? Aristotle Anheuser-Busch?
Yes.
Which is what? How many wars have been fought in this world over alcohol and religion? You have to ask yourself. And when are we finally going to let the higher men, the true outstanding individuals in our societies, evolve to become things that the great Nietzsche would recommend as that he spoke about in Zarathustra, the higher man? Why can't we let that happen? Why are you so bound by natural resources and then make it an issue when it becomes fashionable at election time?
Well, if I may speak, to me, the higher man is the man who, wins the race. That's the man who makes it to where these guys have made it to this plateau. Now, we as a people, like I said, we have always picked our leaders spiritually, as a African American.
Oh, isn't that wrong?
No, well, hey, it's wrong or right. It's like I said, it's a matter of perception. Like people, like I said last week, people like Martin Luther King, Medgar Evers, Malcolm X, those people that wasn't voted for. It was no election. It was a spiritual thing, and that's how we have always picked our leaders throughout our history as a people. Not in America per se, because of they got a whole electoral system in America that's totally different from the African experience. Okay, but to me, Obama is breaking the walls down, and I think he has been picked spiritually. That's my opinion. It's just my opinion.
And that's a good point, which I think is very scary. When I think of African culture and when I think of the true African people and how beautiful of a society that must have been before the European man ever set foot over there and scarred it, because it's never been the same since, if you really want to think about it. These people had their own way of life, their own culture, they had their own religion, and the white man took these people, made them slaves, and introduced them to a new religion. Brought them to America.
Let me interrupt you. I think let's get back on track here, because This election here is all about, I think, like I said, the candidates